feminism, right? I won't say this is controversial, but how things are these days. So I thought about women, and tell me if I'm wrong. Because women. I'm not a woman, so a woman might have a different perspective, or might see. I won't even say a different perspective. Might see things from a different scope that maybe I didn't see. I thought of something, and I thought of feminism and how women talk about 50-50. You know how it's like a modern conversation that's like, it's a thing nowadays. Everywhere, really. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. It's a thing. And I thought of something where I just feel like women, they would say, when it comes to dealing with a man, oh, I want a man who can do basically any role that a woman can do for the most part. And a woman feel like she could do any role that a man could do for the most part. But I feel like a woman would say that, but at the end of the day, she's still deep. I won't even say deep down. She still wants a man to be a man, bro, even within that, bro. She still wants a man to be a man, even within that. Even within her feeling like she could play any role within that relationship, and a man, she wants a man who necessarily could play any role. I realize a woman still wants a man to still be a man, even within that, bro. I realize that. It's like, to them, that's not part of what they're talking about. It still doesn't mean you shouldn't be a man. And I feel like to a certain degree, a man understanding of that is not necessarily a woman understanding of that. Like, I feel like women don't necessarily communicate that, or women who think like that or who say those things don't necessarily communicate that. Whereas like, I still want you to be a man even within that. And I feel like a lot of argument comes up from that, where women don't communicate that, or maybe they do and men don't understand that, or maybe they do, I don't know. But I feel like that's not communicated, and there's a misunderstanding there. Let's just say that. Because I realize women just want, with all that, I realize women just want a man to feel like and understand that I'm a woman. I could provide for myself, or whatever society claims a man can do for her, she feels like she could do for herself without a man. And I'm not talking about on some, a man might be, most men are physically strong, and I'm not talking about that kind of stuff. I'm just talking about, I feel like women feel like they could provide for themselves if they need to. Like, even something as far as like changing, like something as stupid as like changing your car tire. A woman feel like, I could do that if I want to do that. Like, I'm capable of doing that. Like something as stupid as mowing the lawn. A woman feel like they could do that if they want to do that. But at the same time, I feel like a woman is still, it's like that's the understanding, to my understanding, that they want a man to have. But regardless of that, they still want you to be a man, even if they have that mentality and they're with you. They still want you to be a man, regardless. Like, and it gets crazy sometimes because some women get so lost in that, where I feel like when you reverse it, they have to have that same expectation, or a man can have that same expectation. Whereas like you could be a woman who do all these things, but a man might still expect you to be a woman. And that's where the problem comes. Where you tell a woman who thinks a certain way, or you tell her that, and that's when she starts saying certain things. Like, oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But then it's like, that's what a man will say. And I realize that with a lot of so-called, what they would call modern women, feminist, and all that stuff. I just want to say misunderstanding, because using any other word is like triggering. So I'm just gonna say misunderstanding. Where it's like, and I feel like women should, I ain't gonna say that, but society would expect women to understand that even more than a man. Where it's just, I won't say that. I'll say somewhat equal. Where it's just like, regardless if you're a woman who does this and the third, like society still is gonna expect you to be a woman. Outside of even your partner's expectation, society is still gonna expect you to be a woman. Where it's just like you still have to do certain things that society, generally speaking, is expected of a woman. And if you're a man, society will still expect you to do certain things generally expected. But I feel like a lot of things get lost in translation. And I feel like I could speak specifically on the feminist movement, or what we would call what was called feminist movement nowadays, where it's just like, I feel like that's what women are kind of saying. My understanding, I could be wrong, where it's just like, I could do all that stuff if I want to. For the most part, I could do all that stuff if I want to. Just acknowledge that. But regardless of what type of man you are, and regardless of what a woman demands from you, at the end of the day, she still wants you to be a man within that. Like within that. And I feel like for the most part, most men, regardless of what relationship they are in with a woman, they still expect you to be a woman within that. As far as the generally speaking, what's expected of a woman and what a woman is, generally speaking, expected to be. And I feel like it's this thing where there's a fight going on that's really kind of unnecessary, and to me it's somewhat of a misunderstanding. It's weird. I feel like this is like an incomplete thought because I'm kind of speaking by myself. No Diddy though. No Diddy though. Yeah, so I'm gonna leave it there. Like, yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. It's actually very.